Yachiru and Asane battle a reality-bending Quincy, and a fan-favorite character from the past makes a grand reappearance in my review of Bleach, Chapter 572. Break out the banner, beat the drum, guys. This was another awesome chapter of Bleach. The epic confrontation between the Shinigami and the Quincy continues this week, as we get to see Yachiru wailing on Guanail of the Vanishing Point. Now, her powers were introduced last week, and they were a little confusing, but to just sort of explain them again, essentially what she does is she has these big invisible creatures or monsters or giants. It's kind of unclear what they are, but they have these big weapons, and they're able to attack in tandem with Yachiru. There's one in front of her, and there's one behind her. So whenever she slashes, the one in front of her has already slashed his sword. So dodging these attacks are very difficult, and because of this, she's put Guanail up against the wall, and he's sort of freaking out, not knowing what to do. And as he's about to be defeated, suddenly, a large chunk of his shoulder is just ripped to pieces, and that's when this other mysterious Quincy just decides to arrive on the scene. And he's a very unassuming looking character. Looks like a little boy wearing a raincoat. But apparently his powers are he's able to make reality whatever he wants. And that's a little ridiculous. And you know what? It makes sense, because all of the Quincy's have had some of the most outlandish abilities of any of the villains that we've seen in Bleach so far. And I'm so glad they didn't just go down the stereotypical route of all of them just shooting random arrows all over the place. In fact, barely any of them, if at all, have even fired an arrow, and I appreciate that, because that means all of them are completely original. But this new guy, he's creepy as all hell, and apparently he actually finished off Love and Kensei on their deathbeds, and this is made clear when Asane mentions that they are indeed both dead. And I'm not sure how he did this. Maybe he just did this really quietly. Maybe he's like a freaking ninja. I'm not really sure what to take from this, but he's also able to freak out Yachiru a little bit. She's not able to attack him, and that's saying quite a bit because her abilities are very unique. Even Asane brings up this week the fact that her Shikai ability is unlike any others because her sword itself actually doesn't even transform. It's able to summon those weird-toed beasts, and that gives her a very unique Zanpakuto. But even with all of the explosive action going on this week, the defeat of Guanail and getting to see a little bit more of Yachiru's powers, what's going to define this week's chapter is the return of Kenpachi Zaraki, the original badass from Bleach. And you know what? It's about damn time. His training with Unohana was intense as hell, and the fact that we were teased with he's going to be learning the name of his sword is an even big deal. You know, I can't wait to see it go through the Shikai transformation, if it even goes through a transformation. I'm sort of expecting something of a plot twist from Kenpachi, but I'm not really sure what to take from it, because he's always been sort of a somewhat unpredictable character, even though his whole shtick is basically just being a badass swinging his sword around like a maniac. I'm really curious to what to see his abilities are going to be, but otherwise, pretty damn good chapter of Bleach with a lot of really solid action. I love Yachiru's powers and how unique they are. I like the fact that Asane was bringing up how unique her powers were and how they're pretty much incomparable to anybody else's in Soul Society. This brand new Quincy character, I don't know what to think of him quite yet. In fact, I don't even know what his damn name is. But it's really unlucky for him that he's going to be having to go up against Kenpachi, because at the end of the day, Kenpachi is just going to cut this kid in two. He is going to destroy him. Or maybe he's going to allow Yachiru to finish him off, and maybe another Quincy will show up for him to fight. All I know is there's a lot of really great possibilities for battles here, and it's about damn time that Kenpachi finally made his grand return to Bleach. And I can't wait to see the guy in action, because he is my favorite character from the series. I honestly think they could have done the whole thing about Kenpachi. But we got to get to the whole Ichigo thing. We got to see what his dual Zanpakuto Quincy swords are going to be like. And of course there's Uryu, there's Chad, there's Inoue, there's still Byakuya. There's still a lot of things to reveal in this arc. There's a lot of little plot twists, and I'm loving it so far, because even when they have these brand new chapters come out, even though you think you know everything about the Quincy, boom, here's another new one that you haven't even seen before with a crazy power, and I really like that. It makes them seem all the more mysterious, and it just shows that pretty much anything can happen in this final arc of Bleach, which, if I may say so, is pretty damn badass, and probably my favorite arc from the entire series. So this week's chapter was good, lots of really cool action, brand new Quincy people showing up, and of course Kenpachi at the end is just plain awesome. So I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. Awesome chapter of Bleach. I'm completely satisfied with it. It was pretty, standard, good artwork, lots of cool action, and cool progression, and little plot twists. So I think that makes for an entertaining read for the week. So you guys should definitely check it out. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, but check out this week's chapter. It's really awesome, and I cannot wait to see Kenpachi go buck wild next week. So if you guys had a chance to check out this week's chapter of Bleach, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. You could tell me about your favorite moments, maybe some stuff you didn't care for, and what do you think is going to happen with Kenpachi? Is he actually going to be able to use his Shikai abilities, or is he just going to go old school and just slash away like a madman? Remember guys, before you leave, make sure and hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the easiest ways to support our videos, and it really does help them out a lot. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can do that now. And we are also on Facebook and on Twitter, so we're all over the damn place. So, I'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.